How I changed my mind to be successful. So, ladies and gentlemen, I know many of you viewing this video are feeling quite trapped in your lives. You have these fantastic goals, dreams, and aspirations, but you don't know how to achieve them. Now, if that describes you, I need you to pay close attention to the rest of this video because I'm going to talk about how you can reclaim your life in today's video. Dopamine detox is being used. Now, let me tell you right away that you're probably lousy since most people believe that they lack energy, information, or know-how, and that this is why they aren't where they want to be in life. That is, in fact, incorrect. The biggest thing you lack is focus, because when you have a lot of focus and can hone in on a single item, it is extremely easy to actually gain the know-how and tangible information required to achieve your objectives. Second, when you can focus on a single task for an extended period of time, you begin to like it. How do you cultivate focus now? And this is really where the dopamine detox comes in, because let me tell you, most individuals on their desk right now have 3 different devices. They have a computer, an iPad, and an iPhone. Everyone has. You know, the bell alerts are active while it is running in a separate tab. They have their Twitter feed operating 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. And one of the funnier things for me is watching individuals with multi-display, setups. You know, one of the reasons I was able to reach $10 million after taxes at the age of 21. It was via focus, and one of the ways I was able to focus was by only having one monitor in front of me. I've always had only one screen in front of me, and I've always made sure that only the windows that I need are open and that any windows that I'm not using are closed and may be reopened later. Another example is when I was 14, 15, or 16, and I was really getting into self-help, starting to read a book a week, and really just working on myself and my capacity to focus and work. I was well known for always leaving my phone on airplane mode. You know, for the majority of the day. When I needed to use it, I just turned it off in airplane mode. And the reason I do this is to ensure that no one can take my attention away from me. So, as I previously stated, if you're at a moment in your life where you have these goals but it feels like you can't get to them while you sit at your desk, it's almost as though it's too difficult. You're just continually diverting your attention. That means you need to work on your focus, and you need to work on your focus in order to work on your focus. You need to reset your dopamine levels, and I'm sure you've seen a lot of YouTube videos on dopamine detoxes, what they are, what they can do for you, and how they can help you reach your goals. So, in today's video, all I'm going to do is offer you a framework for the following 7 days. What to do to actually reset your dopamine levels and how that will feel. You know, what you're truly going to experience is how your experience of the world will be different in 7 days. Then, most importantly, how to incorporate that, because what occurs a lot of the time is that folks will undergo dopamine detoxes, and then one negative behavior will come back in. For example, their phone is the first thing they check in the morning, and they'll crawl back in for 2 or 3 days before saying, you know what? When I'm working, I'd rather have a podcast or a YouTube video playing in the background, and these negative habits begin to creep back in. So I'm going to show you exactly how to integrate this back into your life after the 7-day dopamine detox. Everyone may have different ideas about how long they should undergo a dopamine detox. For me, 7 days is a decent starting point, and there are 4 critical pillars to resetting your dopamine levels. You must understand that the term detox implies that it will be a brief period of time. So, as I have stated, dopamine detox is not a way of life for me. It's a hard reset that you press to reset your levels, so you can boost your capacity to focus, be disciplined, and, increase your output levels. Now, starting tomorrow, here are the 4 things I need you to do for the next 7 days in order to practice dopamine detox. As I previously stated, there are those who take drastically different approaches to it. These are the 4 things I have recommended throughout the last 8 years, since I was 14. So 14 to 22, doing several dopamine detoxes at different times of the year. So the first one is 1 hour of phone screen time every day. Now, if you open up your iPhone right now, I'm sure there's an Android version of this. Your screen time can be added as a widget to your home screen. So, over the next 7 days, allow yourself 1 hour of screen time per day. Now, if your job entails for some reason, which, by the way, most of the time doesn't, you can, even if you need to use WhatsApp for work, utilize WhatsApp desktop. Because, of course, you're still using WhatsApp, but it's a lot more, focused and a lot more, purposeful than simply being on your phone. So, as previously said, 1 hour of mobile screen usage per day for the following 7 days, even if you need to utilize it for work, just figure out a solution. As I previously stated, this is not something you do for the rest of your life. This is actually just a reset button. The switch. So pillar number 1 of the 7-day dopamine detox reset is 1 hour of mobile screen time every day. Just a heads up. If you appreciate this type of content, you should certainly follow me on Twitter. Every day, I publish things like this on there. In real time, I'm just sharing my ideas, things that come to me, and things that have helped me reach this place in my life. In fact, if you go there, the first pinned comment is an entire thread detailing how I made $10 million last year in 2021, as well as the 10 lessons I learned. So I'll leave that on the screen and then put my Twitter handle in the description. Enjoy the remainder of the video. The second pillar of the 7-day reset is no YouTube at all. I don't care if you believe it's productive. I guess 90% of people who watch self-help YouTube do so because they're self-help junkies. Right? And then don't do anything with it. And what is it if you know it feels like productive procrastination to them? You're still procrastinating, and you're not doing or accomplishing anything. But you're thinking to yourself, I'm watching videos on how to focus better while frying my focus. It's actually rather ironic, So, regardless of how much value you believe you get from YouTube, which, by the way, is a very, very valuable platform, if utilized properly. I'll show you a wonderful example of how to use, something tangible right here. You can use a Chrome plugin if you're using Chrome. When you go into YouTube, the only thing that appears is your subscriptions, and it doesn't, offer any recommendations on the side. As a result, you may be extremely selective about who you subscribe to and what information you consume. So you're actually utilizing YouTube productively rather than just hunting for the next hit of, self-help addict videos. So no pornographic films, no material for those over the age of 18. Do you understand what I mean? None at all, to be honest. Now, I know some of you are so addicted that you literally can't self-pleasure yourselves again. You know what I'm talking about. For 7 days, to be exact. So that's why I decided to give you people a fair chance to see this thing through rather than, just be very severe and, maybe only 10% of you guys actually complete it. So, you can do whatever you want down there as many times as you want, numerous times a day. Obviously, I advocate cutting it back as much as humanly possible. If you can do 7 days without perfecting it, and I know some of you can't, the big point here is simply no imagery. And, by the way, to me, that also means none of these Instagram baddies that all of you guys follow. And, by the way, just a quick side note. Why do you guys follow all these Instagram models? I don't know, I don't get it for myself. Unless you genuinely know this individual in real life and have a chance of whatever it takes to form a relationship with this person. Why, exactly? It's what, and this is a much longer video that I can talk about, but putting things on a pedestal, whether it's a supercar or a possible spouse or literally whatever it is, to me it's just creating a gap from it. So, unless you genuinely have a chance with this person, as I did, simply unfollow all of the Instagram models you follow and stuff like that. And, to be honest, I'm sure a lot of the girls you guys follow on Instagram I've met in real life. We've hung out, we've spent time together, etc., etc. These are people I know in real life, and I mute everything they say. That is a wonderful Instagram invention. Simply muffle people's stories. Mute people's postings because when I'm truly tuned in on my stream, I don't need to be getting pleasure from something digital rather than an actual physical connection. So, just a quick side note, but it all ties into the fact that there will be no adult films for the next 7 days. Nothing. Right? If you have to satisfy yourself, we'll call it that. Use your imagination, the old-fashioned approach, right? So, the fourth pillar of the 7-day reset is simply 10 minutes of meditation per day. That's all there is to it. Obviously, if you can do more than 20 minutes, 30 minutes, or an hour. To be honest, I recognize several of you. You have a lot of time in a day, right? So, if you can complete it in 30 minutes, that's fantastic. But, as I previously stated, I want to put you up to win and truly fulfill all of these goals. So the fourth pillar is merely 10 minutes of meditation per day. So, ladies and gentlemen, when you execute this over the following 7 days, you are essentially hitting the reset button. Things that you previously did not find enjoyable, simply looking out the window or walking down the street with no music on. It's essentially just the sound of the street. You'll get pleasure from things you didn't previously, even if it's only 10 minutes a day of meditation. The first day will be extremely difficult, but by day 7, you'll be like, I actually kind of enjoy this stuff. Basically, your baseline of stimulation will be reset, which means the amount of stimulation you need to receive any pleasure from something will be reset. It will, because that is what the dopamine detox does. It's going to restart. So, when you sit down at your computer, when you picked up your Kindle or a book to read the things that you consider difficult or challenging, you'd be like, oh wow, this is actually, I'm in flow. I'm having fun with this. That's exactly what I intended. When most individuals get it wrong, they believe they require more energy or expertise, which is not the case. Instead, you require more focus, and in order to get greater focus in your life, you must be able to enjoy and derive enjoyment from the simplest of sources. So this is the true reset you require in order to attain your objectives. As I previously stated, this is only for 7 days, so you may be wondering, what do I do after this? This is where something called monk mode comes into play. Now, monk mode is something I first mentioned 2 years ago. I think there have been some books and stuff written about it. Or I think it's been a general thing that's been floating around for, I don't know how long, but about 2 years ago, I started sharing my monk mode routine, and it just became a thing within my sort of cult following. So, after these 7 days, you want to go from dopamine detox to monk mode. So monk mode has become more of a way of life. 6 months out of the year, I go into monk mode. I basically just party 3 months out of the year. Work goes from top priority to third or fourth priority, and I just enjoy my time. In the other 3 months, I'm trying to live a little more of that balanced lifestyle that everyone talks about. After you've completed the 7-day dopamine detox, go directly into monk mode for 21 days. It's a lot less intense than the dopamine detox. So, that's something to look forward to. That is how I perceive monk mode. I know that if I can do 6 months of monk mode, it doesn't matter if I'm just doing 6 months of serious, concentrated work and 3 months of enjoying myself and partying the other 3 months. It's more of a, balanced way of life. As I said, I know that in those 6 months, I genuinely got more done. So, ladies and gentlemen, for those of you guys who have done monk mode in the past, I want you to leave a comment down below and share what your experience has been with it so far. Go ahead, check out that monk mode video. And just remember that focus is the thing that you need to be optimizing for. The more that you can have singular focus on the task that you're trying to accomplish, the more that you're going to win at life. Thanks for watching.